This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
think this array is not coming. Okay, so this will be the blueprint of this hybrid. So once users accessing any of the data, like an application, once they will type any web server, something SBI or whatever, once it will reach NAT gateway, it will be the NAT gateway. NAT IGW. We have to attach this NAT gateway to this VPC, NAT VPC. When our instance is hosted in public subnet, then it will be hosted to internet. Okay. Oh, how can we identify public subnet and private subnet? By naming, we can identify here, but how it can in the cloud? So whenever you are tagging your route table to your internet gateway and public one of your subnet, then it will called as and it will come under public subnet. In last class, I just told you that Vijay, that when we are removing the communication between the internet gateway and route table, it doesn't allow to redirect this URL which
Yes.
we have hosted in instance. So that's come under private. So I haven't given anything this to this internet gateway of this private subnet DB instance. So if our application is got means deployed in this NAT instance, so it will be exposed to the public internet. But whatever the data is storing in this database instance, this we can take an instance or backup or database, anything it is. So, but it couldn't be exposed to the internet outside of the world. It should be exposed to only customer. So how we will able to log in? By via this route table, he can log in via this instance. What is NAT instance? Previously, we have just installed only EC2 instance. What is NAT instance? NAT instance in sense, NAT itself, that name is network address translation. So in private subnet, we didn't have any internet access. For public IPs only we have internet access. Private IPs we don't have. But in private subnet we have hosted our database. Then how it could be reach our internet? So we have to apply any internet policies, right? NAT in the sense, whatever the inheritance applied for this NAT instance, it will reach any internet policies. It will apply for this database also. NAT instance follows outbound rules. So this we can take in community AMIs. What does NAT in the sense? You have your Wi-Fi broadband. Okay, you can see your broadband IPs. Those are the private IPs only. You can't get internet via private IPs, but you are getting internet via your broadband. How it could be? In sense, in your broadband company doing NAT configuration with his ISP, network address translation. There is a three kind of NAT there. So your ISP doing a NAT configuration with your broadband, and your broadband also doing a NAT configuration with your private IPs. Via that you are getting the internet access of your private IPs. The same policies applies here also. What are the inheritance as applied to the NAT instance of community AMI? Those are applied to this private instance which is hosted in private subnet. If we correctly doing this blueprint and we have provision correctly, we will get access of from this private instance DB instance. When we are giving a ping instance, means ping google.com or ping fb.com or ping aws.com, then we have to reach a TTL value, ping sequences. then only we will success of provisioning this blueprint.
Okay.
Did you got any means understand?
Yeah, Rajni.
I
Yes.
think you may get doubt about this NAT instance only.
Yes, yes. Exactly. So actually, this NAT, these concepts are it's very, very, from the beginning, I was listening to that. And when I started learning this network related stuffs, I'll be a little bit lag on that. So no issues, I can able to catch up. This one in NAT.
So I think you're clear about this what I told you about the NAT
Yes,
network
this
address
request is,
translation.
yes.
Why? Because a NAT instance is inbuilt in Amazon Cloud. So
Okay.
if you want to be give inheritance to your database instance, okay, so you have to give any configurations for your which is hosted in your public subnet. You have to give configuration, special configuration for that. So why are you wasting time there? So that's why cloud has given the inbuilt. You can take like a freestyle only. And freestyle you can take in instance. So they have
Okay.
applied internet access for this instance. So that's why they call NAT instance.
Okay, so as like usually it will be very secure, no issue on that. So if you go for a freestyle, some template on basic template on that, so you can use this NAT instance to access our private network or private instance, whatever instance. That will be very secure as well, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So when you're creating your public subnet and private subnet, so just tell me one thing. I just created this public subnet. So how can I call this as a public subnet if I remove this name? Now tell me which one is a public subnet and which one is a private subnet.
See, basically we can identify with the name only. For example, Google.com or anything, it will shows as a public. Okay, so uh, okay, means this is a different instance. This is a different instance. Through IP, we cannot.
Just before I told you, by routing table we can identify. Routing table is attached to the internet gateway, then it is called as a public subnet.
Okay.
Which
Yes.
routing table is attached to the subnet, and that subnet and that route table is attached to
Is a
this internet gateway also, then it is public
public.
subnet. Now,
Okay.
if it is the internet gateway is not attached to the which route table is attached to the subnet, then it is a private subnet.
But how we can find that?
Okay.
See, that's
So
a concept
yeah,
of
why we
routing
are
table.
giving this
It's
route
just
table? Come again, Vijay.
no. See, generally this diagram shows that it will go the web server will go to NAT, internet gateway. Then it will based on the routing table. It will route to the respective. If the routing table is attached to the IGW, then it will reach. Based on that, we can find it whether it's a public or network. But how we can find the routing tables? First, the first request is goes to the IGW, then it goes to the routing table, correct?
Actually,
So
I'm not
when it,
hearing your
Rajin, your voice
voice.
is breaking. Yes, I think the network is slow.
Your voice is not audible.
Okay, is it audible now?
Yeah, yeah, now.
Okay,
Yeah, come again,
so
proceed.
yes, Okay, so here we discussing about how we can find out whether it's a public network or private network, correct? So through the routing table, we can find it's a public network or a private network. So how I can find the routing table,
Yes,
whether the request goes directly to the routing table. From the diagram, I can see that so the request it goes to IGW, then it goes to routing table. Based on routing table redirects, it reaches to the respective network, correct? And we give as a general name google.com, for example I'm saying. So I'm not sure whether
hmm.
it's going to reach based on the routing table or not. How I can understand that?
It will based on
all the
routing
requ-
table only it will reach.
See, all the requests will reach to the routing table, correct? So whatever we type here,
Yes,
it goes to the routing table, correct?
yes, yes. See, if you have typed here ping google.com, and it will reach your
Mm.
subnet first, and it will look into where I need to go. So it will look into the route table. There will be a route exchanges there or not. Is there with this instance? We have attached this instance of NAT instance. So or we can, if it is a public, then we have attached this NAT gateway. It will look into that information are there or not. If information is there, it will forward this packet. We call this data means this ping sequence and all these port numbers or whatever the data is carrying. We call in this package. This packet is forward to this instance, and this
Okay.
instance having a inheritance of internet policies.
Mm.
Okay, and it will look
Okay.
into that, and it will forward this packet to this subnet, and this subnet is forwards these packets to which of the information is present in this route table. Okay, this route
Okay.
table will look into the information which I need, in which way I need to forward. It will forward to internet gateway. What internet gateway will look into there? It will look this packet is comes from this route table. Is this route table is came from this VPC or not? Well, because I have attached to, I need to follow my cloud policies of this VPC. Is this came from this
Okay.
one or not? It will maintain a log sessions. So it is came from this VPC only. So then it will redirect to this. Here one concept will comes DNS route 53.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, and it will convert it in and it will give to the web browser, and
Web browser.
end users will access that one. This is the reverse path. Reverse means flow chart. If you are given any ping google.com or ping fb.com or ping mintra.com or whatever.
Mm.
So how if an end user is trying to access this instance which I have deployed in NAT instance, so you directly go to web browser and type, and it will reach the first point of internet gateway, look into the
Okay.
VPC. So this VPC is there, I have attached. So this VPC I need to forward this packet to which is attached routing table. Then it will look into the which route table is attached for this VPC, and it will forward to the route table, and it will look into the information which subnet is attached, association of IPs. It will forward that packet to the subnet, and it will reach this NAT instance up to here only.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
up to here only. Why? Because your end user is accessing only application, not database.
Databases.
He don't having any information about the what database instance having. But if no,
Okay.
if end user is know about the database instance, some of this file is hosted in this instance. But how he can access? He doesn't having the access for that. Why? Because he only end user will reach up to here. If he wants to be access here, then customer only having the access. Once the customer is logged in via this instance CLI, via CLI only he can access to this instance. How we are accessing from PuTTY, like SSH.
Yes.
SSH
So we
communication we will create. between these two instances. We will create a SSH communication between these two instances. Then customer can access this database. Via how we can access this database? And when he is giving a SSH command also, it will look into this route table, this private subnet, and this instance with our private key. When we are creating an instance, we will create via one PEM file. With that PEM file only, we can access this private instance.
Okay.
So, did you get any clarity about this blueprint?
Yes, I got it, Raj. Okay, so I just made it very simple for myself. If you want to access an applications,
Yeah.
we can the user can access an application. You can work. If you want to do any modification, only the developer can get into the database and they do some modification as per the customer requirement, and they will do the modification and they will provide to the end user.
Yeah, there
So
will
I just made myself
here
this as an
not.
example and understand this.
Yeah, not like that. In real time, if developer wants to be change anything, right? So there will be a one another
Hmm.
cloud is there. Like they have one cloud like this. Developers will do their in local machines code, and they will push into here, and they will request to us to deploy in this instance or in this instance. This will be artifact storage one, and they wants to be deploy here. Okay, before they
Mhm.
going to deploy, they will do some testing environments under this VPC only. So there will be our admin part will come. They will request us to create this instance. So we will create and we'll provide access for to them. And once the code is given to us, there will be a upstream operational teams are there.
Hmm.
What operational team they will do? They will do automation like with the Selenium or with Jenkins or whatever. They will use their tools to find out the bugs in code. Once the bugs is free, then the code is come to deploy in this instance. Then once the code is deployed, this all artifacts is we have a separate clouds like JFrog and Nexus like that. They will push these artifacts in this cloud or S3 bucket as per customer.
Okay.
S3 bucket. And if they don't want to be they want to be maintaining login sessions or they want to be any means store this code, then they can use here RDS relational databases or Redshift databases like that. They can use instead of this instance, they will create a SQL databases like that. They will maintain the database here. And for the database, they will for safe side, they will move into the S3 bucket or JFrog or Nexus, whatever they want to use. So when the code developer has inserted any code, then we can call this as an environment. This instance we can call as an environment.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's a production
Yeah,
environment.
yeah. They will request us create a one environment for this code test and please deploy
Mhm.
in that. If there is a bug free, then we go for the production. Or then
Yes.
we go for the UAT. like that. We have a 3 environments or 4 environments as per company. If company will create like this 4 environments, 4 instances for testing. So you have to create these 4 instances as per TL request or a team request. You have to give a user. You have to give a users, and you have to define the privilege for that users, like IAM users, and you have to
Okay.
create a S3 bucket if they want to push for them. Real-time scenarios like this.
Okay. Yeah, I understood. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is what you're explaining about the hybrid cloud.
Yeah. Hybrid cloud. There will be other 2-3 classes are come in the same module only upon based upon this. This is just base. I'll tell you about the NAT gateway, and I'll tell you about the VPC pairings. I'll tell you about the VPC and flows, VPC endpoints, VPC logs, VPC pairings between this region to region. This VPC concept is heart of the AWS.
Okay. VPC, okay.
Okay, we will implement this blueprint tomorrow in class.
Okay, Rishi. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
practice the last class. Just release a public IP address and tag it to that, and
Okay. Okay. You just I need only that script to execute in that putty.
putty.
So if possible,
Or you
just
can
share me.
download Git Bash and do.
Big Bash. Okay, I can do that.
Uh,
Okay, I will do that also.
oh,
But to execute that scripting, I need that
I shared your mail. You can check your mail.
yeah, you shared me on the email how to log in the putty that below it's there. Okay, but I
I
didn't
think I
follow the
already
Big Bash
shared
step.
you that how to log in via putty.
Yes. Yeah,
I
you
shared you
shared
that
us in
shell
that
scripting.
still script.
I already shared you on mail. Just before only. I think half an hour before.
Okay, Richie, I will take a look on it. I didn't see that.
Okay. Okay. Then we'll meet tomorrow.
So before going all this, we should have a knowledge on networking, right? Complete networking we should be knowing. What is NAT? What is
Yeah,
this
just we have to
IP
know
address,
something
outer
about the networking.
subnets?
Yes.
Correct. And then we can able to understand the complete VPC how it works.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So that's why I'm giving about your
Okay,
knowledge.
Rajni.
What will be the IP address? What is the subnet? What is that? What is that?
Yes, basically, actually, how we work in professional, we won't touch on this IP and all. So we just send a request to them, and they will send to us. So mostly we won't concentrate on this, but here we have to know all the complete part of how IP works, how the subnet works, how NAT works, and how this routers works, how we going to implement on the production. This knowledge is very important to understand this VPC in AWS. Okay,
Yes.
Rajni, that's good information. I will go through once it was just 7 years before I was studying this, but again I will go through them.
Okay.
Thank you, Richie. Then we'll catch up tomorrow.
Okay.